Heartbreak hit hard in Eugene as the number 3 Oregon Ducks fell to the number 7 Indiana Hoosiers by a score of 30-20 on a crisp Saturday afternoon at the roaring Autzen Stadium. For fans who've been riding high on the Ducks' impressive run, this upset feels like a gut punch. How did a team with such promise stumble so unexpectedly? Let's dive into what head coach Dan Lanning had to say right after the game, breaking down the key moments and lessons that could shape the rest of their season. The Oregon Ducks, now sitting at 5-1 overall and 2-1 in the Big Ten Conference, face their first defeat of the year. Looking ahead, they'll hit the road to take on Rutgers next week, where they'll need to regroup and refocus quickly in the cutthroat world of college football. Lanning's post-game press conference offered raw insights into what went wrong, and I've pulled together the highlights here to help make sense of it all, especially for newcomers to the sport who might wonder why a single loss can feel so monumental in a long season. In his opening remarks, Lanning didn't sugarcoat the disappointment. "This outcome is tough to swallow," he admitted. "But the truth is, we didn't perform at a level that would secure a victory today." Indiana, on the other hand, came out firing on all cylinders. They're a sharply coached squad with a solid game plan that kept us on our heels from start to finish. He praised their ability to generate consistent pressure on the Ducks' offense, which led to real struggles on third down conversions and protecting the quarterback. A critical element in any passing game, as it allows the signal caller time to read the defense and make smart throws. Lanning emphasized that Indiana seemed better primed for the intensity of this matchup. They were more ready for this high-stakes environment than we were, he noted, pointing out self-inflicted wounds like penalties that stalled drives. For those unfamiliar, penalties in football are like unforced errors in tennis. They push your team backward, making it harder to gain yards and score. The Ducks crowd was electric, even drawing some flags against Indiana that gave Oregon extra chances. But the home team couldn't capitalize. "We essentially tripped over our own feet," Lanning said, highlighting uncharacteristic discipline issues. "Playing from behind the line of scrimmage on offense is a recipe for trouble. We generated some momentum only to sabotage it ourselves." He gave credit where due, calling Indiana an exceptionally well-prepared opponent, and shouting out their coach, Curt Cignetti, along with their quarterback and defense for standout performances. And here's a silver lining for Oregon fans. Lanning suggested that studying how Indiana schemed against them will provide valuable film to dissect and improve upon moving forward. But here's where it gets controversial. Lanning doubled down on the preparation gap, repeating that Indiana was simply more equipped for this moment than we were. Some might argue this puts too much onus on coaching strategy over player execution. After all, isn't every game a team effort? He also touched on the mental side, reassuring that his players showed no signs of complacency. "Our guys understand there's a lot of football left to play," he said. "In college ball, it's rare to navigate the schedule without a bump or two, particularly against top-tier competition like this. For beginners, think of it like a marathon. Even the best runners hit rough patches, but resilience is what separates the contenders from the also-rans." Turning to quarterback Dante Moore, who faced a baptism by fire in this one, Lanning's message was straightforward yet motivational. Adversity doesn't pull punches. It's part of the game, and handling it builds character. He framed the loss as a collective responsibility, not pointing fingers. This was a full team undertaking, and the shortfall belongs to all of us. Diving deeper into the stats, Oregon managed just 267 yards on offense, which Lanning attributed to Indiana's sharp coverage schemes that neutralized big plays. "Our blocking up front wasn't as crisp as it needed to be," he explained, meaning the offensive line failed to create clean pockets for the QB and running lanes for the backs. Reflecting on his own role, Lanning was candid and self-critical. No one escaped scrutiny. "I wouldn't say anyone in our program shone today, myself included," he confessed. He admitted the game plan had flaws. "Our strategy wasn't as effective as it should have been." Specifically, the defense couldn't contain Indiana's rushing attack when it counted most in crucial situations. Coverage lapses allowed key completions, and the offense sputtered in generating consistent ground yards. For context, stopping the run is like plugging a dam. Fail there, and the floodgates open for the opponent to control the clock and wear you down. And this is the part most people miss. While losses sting, they often reveal growth opportunities that wins obscure. Lanning's honesty here could rally the Ducks or spark debates among fans. Did the coaching staff overhype their readiness? Or was this just an off day against a rising powerhouse? For more on the game, check out these related stories. How number 7 Indiana took control after halftime to deliver. 3 Oregon's season-opening defeat. Full recap here. https www.oregonlive.com/ducks2025/no7 Indiana dominates second half, hands no 3 Oregon its first loss of the season. HTML. Updates on injuries. An Oregon wide receiver will miss the rest of the year, while a defensive back's status remains up in the air for upcoming games. Details. https://www.oregonlive.com/ducks2025/Oregon receiver out of the season, defensive back questionable against Indiana. Relive the action. No 7 Indiana snaps Oregon's impressive 18-game home winning streak with live updates and highlights. https://www.oregonlive.com/ducks/no7 Indiana/live updates and highlights. I'm James Crepier from the Oregonian Oregon Live, always here to unpack the big plays and bigger stories. A quick note. If you buy something or sign up via a link on our page, we might earn a small commission to keep the lights on. By hanging out on our site, you're on board with our user agreement. https://advancedlocal.com/advancedlocaluseragreement/agreement.html, which means we and partners like social media platforms could track your visits, interactions, and info as outlined in our privacy policy. https://advancedlocal.com/privacypolicy.html. Your support keeps quality sports journalism rolling. What do you think? Does Lanning's take on the preparation disparity ring true, or is it time to question if bigger changes are needed in Eugene? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear if you're optimistic about the Ducks' bounce back, or if this loss exposes deeper cracks. Let's discuss!